Hello and welcome to the 7th edition of Weekend Review.
Weekend Review.
My name is Jake.
But he ain't no chef cook, and I'm Kenneth.
But he ain't no fish.
That's a fact.
I still don't like that.
I think it's catching on with me at least. I thought about it like
if we're gonna have a something that we say at the beginning of each show, it has to like hit harder than that, you know.
But I was thinking about it, and I was actually thinking the opposite because I was like, well, we've already gotten to this point of saying fish every time or some variation like piranha, whatever.
Yeah.
And if we changed it now, it'd be so forced. Like, what would you say?
I mean, just something entirely different. I mean, I think
right,
the whole
but then
thing's stupid.
I feel like I'm always gonna be like, man, it was better when you called me fish.
So I say I'm Jake Cook, and then you say, but he ain't no chef. And then you say I'm Kenneth Peraro, and I say, but he ain't no deadly fish.
Deadly fish is a little bit too many syllables.
Which is a joke about how the last name kind of sounds like Peraro, but it's actually Greek. We've discussed your Greek heritage.
We have indeed.
This is a mediocre beginning to an episode I already hate. Did you have it? You had a good bike ride?
Yeah, I had a good bike ride.
Fucking ask me that.
Yeah, it was a pretty great bike ride. You know, I was clocking like 20 miles an hour. Average speed of like 18 and a half, you know.
That's like what you consider like fast?
There were a few jumbles along the way, some old folks that I had to put into early retirement, if you get what I'm saying.
Clocked them in the side of the head
I
with your elbow?
I might have said some very rude, like, "Excuse me, train coming through," just barrel through them, just like, you know, like,
you're the train.
You remember in the Matrix when Neo is like flying around, and this is like the last Matrix, so maybe you never saw it.
No.
But no, you didn't.
I only saw the first one.
I had a feeling, just intuitively. Anyways,
because I'm not a nerd.
Well, you don't strike me as someone who's seen the third Matrix, and like that is a specific, particular type of person.
I smoke weed, I drink beer, I have a girlfriend.
Right.
I got everything going for me.
Right, which definitely makes sense as to why you have not seen it, although I've seen it. So, I guess maybe I'm the one.
right
Do
now.
you get it?
I guess you are the one. What were you saying about it?
I was saying, you remember, well, you don't remember, but Neo's flying around doing his quote-unquote Superman thing, and he goes through...
who's making that, what quote are you
His
quoting?
name is, I don't remember, he's the mechanic on the ship.
Superman thing.
Like, okay, Morpheus...
Like in the movie, a guy's like, you're doing your Superman thing.
That's actually almost verbatim what someone says, because this guy who's the mechanic on the ship, he's talking to the captain, Morpheus, and Morpheus is like, "Where's Neo?" And then he turns away from the Matrix that he's been interpreting. He's like, he's doing his Superman thing. And then they show Neo like flying around. Anyway, so he's doing the Superman thing.
Well, what is Superman? What does that mean?
That he's like flying around like a speeding bullet. Like he's like...
What are you referring to?
Dude, it's not copyright infringement if it's over 100.
What is Superman?
You want me to say super person? Is it? Are you
super person? Oh, I know. I know about
sensitive?
that.
I know you're sensitive to gender norms.
Man, we were so poor when I was growing up. We couldn't even read Superman. We had to buy a super person.
Because it was a fucking penny less.
Because it was a fucking penny less.
Yeah.
Carlos Mencia, shout out.
Shout out. So anyway, basically Neo is going through these buildings. He's like basically on the same area that the street would be. Mm-hmm. But he's going so fast that the buildings like bend inwards and all the glass and all the shit breaks.
Did you say N-word? You can't say that kind of stuff on our show, man.
Oh my god.
Oh, don't start doing the voice now. It's gonna be a horrible episode. Sorry, what were you saying? I mean to keep interrupting you.
Well, this is a pretty long tangent, but basically I did that to the old people who I passed on the way here.
Okay, so
I
that
bent
whole
them
story
inwards.
was for nothing.
Yeah, it was a story to a question you didn't care about.
Yeah,
which is great.
Very interesting.
Oh, may I wish you a happy New Year, sir?
Okay, yeah, you definitely can.
Well, happy New Year.
I'd like to say the same to you.
Thank you, 2015.
You were kind enough to join me during the New Year's countdown.
You were kind enough to be there.
I had to be there. It was my place of employment.
Yeah, my girlfriend and I, we were like bored and hadn't really done anything for New Year's Day. It was pretty shitty holiday weather-wise this year. I felt like, you know, it was just like...
It was raining a lot.
It was raining a ton, and it was just like, it wasn't snowing, so it wasn't romantic. It just sucked to be outside. And I love
freezing
being outside.
Rain.
Yeah, it fucking sucked.
Does not a romantic date make?
No, freezing rain, a fucking suck make. That's the truth.
All right. I'll take your word for it.
It's a fact of nature.
All right.
But yeah, we just were like, let's go bike up and spend New Year's with Jake at his place of employment. And she obliged. I was surprised. I kind of thought she'd be really disappointed. And hey, she may have been. I don't know what's going on in that little head.
It was very tiny. That's one thing I noticed. She had a tiny head. Like the
it's
size
actually
of a mouse.
no, it's like proportional head. I'd say I'd say it fits. It's the way it's supposed to be.
It's about the size of the rest of her body.
I was being diminutively cute, but if you want to talk anatomy, then we can go that way.
Is there any issue that you run into in your daily life just having a 5-year-old boy as your girlfriend, since you are a pedophile? I don't know. Never mind. I don't want her to think I'm dissing her. I'm just trying to say that you're a child molester.
That does seem to be a theme so far. An unfortunate, very unfortunate theme. I was listening to this NPR story that like gave me the shakes, like about some guy who was recently arrested. He was a security, like the internet security agent at some huge something or another, some business or whatever, and he was just like arrested for child porn. It was like a very disturbing story.
Oh yeah, I think I read about that guy.
He was like recently sentenced to 25 years in jail.
I'm gonna Google this.
Let's
see. All right. I'm gonna type in child porn.
You're gonna get put on a list if you write that.
Wait. Child porn.
He was from like Oklahoma or something.
Oklahoma. Okay.
Child porn. I don't know if you should push enter on that. I don't think that's worded properly.
Oh, what's the worst that could happen?
a lot of worse things could happen.
You ever been on the dark web?
I've never been on it now. I don't know if you have to have Tor to access it or not. It's like not a website, right? You have to somehow access it.
Well, the dark web, Kenneth, is of course not to be confused with the deep web or dark net distributed file sharing, but the dark web refers to hard to find websites and secret networks that span the internet. However, they are accessible from the internet. So I guess I don't know why I need to look up the Wikipedia article about that.
Yeah, you need like a how-to article because this is information about it, but it's not like how-to type information.
I think we might be able to access the dark web today through some arrangements I've made, and this could be fun or it could be really stupid, and we could find ourselves on some list. But I think if we submit this as proof that we're doing it for entertainment purposes, it will be.
I prefer to
spare the fist of the dirty fist of the law.
I think that we have a better chance of being spared if we call it scientific purposes.
Scientific purposes?
Don't say entertainment purposes. That sounds too flimsy.
Again, I thought I established that I don't want to be associated with any form of nerdy behavior.
You may not, but does your ass? Do you want to save your ass? You have to think about your ass. You never want to write a check your ash can't cash.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
I know all about that.
And you know Ash Ketchum is the protagonist from Pokemon, so.
Your Ash can't catch?
Well, Ash can catch them all, as in gotta catch them all, as in Pokemon gotta catch them all.
What are you talking about?
Maybe you're not aware of this either, because you don't strike me as someone who played Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, and Silver version Pokemon on Game Boy Color, etc.
I've never even heard of those. Are those colors? Is that like colors that things can be?
You might need to rephrase.
Stumped you.
Yeah, I've been stumped. This is when I'm confronted with my own craziness, I guess. A mirror is held up and the light reflects back into mine own eyes.
Kenneth, what you got for me? Weekend review. All right.
Weekend review.
That wasn't an awkward cut.
No, it wasn't. Nor was it an awkward introduction to this new clip.
Right.
So we're 2 for 2.
What you got?
So a lot of people are making resolutions right now. You know, New Year's fad.
Right. I've heard of this.
You've heard of this practice. So you don't know anything about Pokemon or The Matrix, but you do know about major cultural things that are relevant to the season every year. Mm-hmm. Great. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. I was getting worried there.
The season? You mean like Christmas and everything?
Exactly.
I'm aware of that.
You're really good at this.
Right. Yeah. I've been made aware of Christmas through documentaries I've seen.
Great.
But
yeah.
My family was poor, so also both my parents were really abusive, and they told us if we ever even said the word Christmas, we'd be beaten with a rod. And so that's what happened to me. What were you talking about?
Let's spare the rod, spoil the child. That's what I always heard.
That was a plaque in our house.
Like it said that on the plaque.
Yeah, I'm not, and I ain't talking about teeth.
Wow.
What were you saying?
Do you have any resolutions for 2015? Hey, how is Jake going to upgrade himself? How are you going to biohack your way to 2016, my man? How are you going to get those abs and flabs going up and down, my friend? What are you going to do?
I think my resolution is to try to save money and spend less and avoid getting ripped off. I'm Clark Howard.
Sometimes it is good to let the moment marinate.
Hey, I'm Clark Howard. Hey, it's me, Clark Howard. Hey, we got a caller on the line here. What's going on, caller?
Hi.
Hey, caller, what's up?
Hello?
Wait. So I want to try to spend less money this year. I think I've been spending a lot of money on booze and weed and stuff, and also eating out. Eating eating out, and I ain't talking about.
I was gonna say the missus must be heartbroken.
Hey, come on. I'm gonna have to take another break. I'm in a weird mood. Go ahead. What were you saying? No, I was talking.
You were talking.
Well, what I was saying is, like, I want to spend less money on stuff.
Right.
Try to save money because I was able to cash out some mutual funds, and I'd like to keep those. But I've been spending money like a fiend.
My man plays the stocks. He had a good year. He had to treat himself. He had to take himself out to eat, so to speak.
I did okay.
You did all right.
I made a subsequent amount of money.
A subsequent, you say?
Yeah, it came after I made it.
Interesting. So you made interest on what you spent?
No, after I made the money, then I was able to say that I had made it. But before that, I hadn't made it. So it was a subsequent.
I see. From where there was nothing, much has come.
Like when you order collard greens. Hey, what's up? We got a collard on the phone. Hey, I'm Clark Collard. We got a collard. I'm Clark Collard. Clark Collard Greens. Welcome to Clark Collard Greens Show. I got a caller here on the line. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Gonna spend money and do less. Do nice things for each other and have fun with each other and have a nice time with your dad and your mom. And run around and have a cool time. And I'm Clark, big Clark Collard Greens. We got Mr. Collards on the line. Say hello. Say hi. Say how's it going? So we got a big old Clark Collard. It's a Collard Green show. I'm Mr. Clark, and we're here, and it's ready for time for the show.
Hello?
Hi, this is a Clark Collard Green show, and my name is Clark. I'm here to have you make you have a good time and have fun with your friends and run around and do nice things for each other and check your mail and get $100 in the mail and then save it and go around and Dr. Clark, big Dr. Clark Collard Greens show.
It's an Atlanta show. I mean, we can review. We have to, it's 404-678-770. You know your area code, you know where you're at, so to speak, which is to say that you are where you is.
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean you're not where you aren't.
You are what you is, and that's all it is.
That is all this is.
Shout out to Frank Zappa.
Yeah, R.I.P. This is a true R.I.P. This is someone who we lost not so long ago and recently have thought about.
A mere 30 years ago today, I guess. Let me see if that's right.
I think that might be right. I think that it's in the ether. I don't think that we would say something that wasn't true when we really feel it.
Ooh. He did die 30 years ago. He died 31 years ago.
Wow, good guess.
Yeah.
Wait. That's not true.
29 years ago.
Yes.
So almost 30. And we're about 1 month off. So it's been 29 years and 28 years and 11 months.
Maybe a calculator could do.
I don't know. I'm just gonna go with my original.
Well, so wait, he died on December 4th? Is that what it said?
Yeah, did you know how he died?
Wasn't it cancer?
No, he was he was found like drunkenly wandering the streets.
Wait, this sounds oddly familiar.
No, what do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about.
Is this a purposeful thread you have woven?
I don't know. He was found just wandering the streets, like apparently he was a victim of this practice called cooping. He's like cooped to death.
Huh.
Where he was like held in a big wooden box and fed vodka and heroin.
Wow.
For a long amount of time and forced to wear women's clothing and just let loose on the streets to go vote for the political candidate of his choice.
Sounds awful.
And he was cooped to death, but he might have just had syphilis.
One or the other. It usually comes down to those two things. When you're looking at demographics for a country, number one's always going to be cancer. Number two is always going to be, diabetes.
Right, always.
Heart disease, all the obesity-related things. But then you always got, cooping.
Shout out to diabetes.
Cooping right below that. And I just can't even go on. It's emotional,
I knew a diabetic kid in elementary school, and he was an asshole. And I mistakenly assumed it was because of his diabetes. I grew a prejudice in that moment because he was the only person I ever knew that had diabetes. And he was just a jerk. He's like, oh yeah, real cool. Yeah, he was just a little shit, And I thought it was because of his diabetes, but I was ignorant, I was like 7 years old, so you can't blame me for that.
So you think he was actually an asshole, and he just happened to have diabetes, whereas you, when you were a kid, thought that it was his diabetes that was making him an asshole?
It's like this joke that it's kind of exactly like this joke that this dude Justin does. That's like I used to think I was a homophobe, but it turned out the two gay kids in my high school were just dicks.
Mm.
Yeah, that's basically the joke.
Mm.
Shout out to Justin Thompson. Justin Thompson.
Justin Thompson.
Saw him last night at the Speakeasy Bar and Grill in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia, with big facilities and luxurious pizza. No, it was a good night.
Yeah, you seemed like you were pretty amped.
I busted off some brand new jokes. You know, the one about the Frankenstein that I told you.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
The funny thing of the joke is that I call it a Frankenstein. I'm like, nobody wants to. The joke is everybody wants to be a vampire because they're sexy. Nobody wants to be a Frankenstein.
For self-explanatory reasons.
Right. Yeah. I don't even. But it's actually called Frankenstein's monster. Frankenstein was the name of the doctor.
Right.
Who created him.
Right.
So it just shows my ignorance. I play sort of an ignorant character on stage and on this show and in my daily life.
Sometimes too well. Yeah. You got us all fooled from time to time.
Everything I say, I mean, I just am a character.
Oh,
I'm not stupid. I'm playing the character
Right.
of a stupid person.
You're a creative genius is what you are, obviously. You have so much commitment
Obviously.
and passion to this character that sometimes you believe it yourself and you cause like belief in others. You're basically a modern day Christ.
I get lost in the flashing lights, my man, you know.
Well, yeah, I'd imagine that you would.
It's just to and fro all day, just flash, a flash, flash. Well, the story got busted.
I heard about this. I actually saw this on the old Fabo.
I saw this on Fabo too.
Did you really? We might have seen it from the same source.
Atlanta undercover narcotics sting at 97 Astoria results in 3 arrests.
Count them 3.
Anybody that goes to Astoria knows that it is a cocaine
Den.
Den.
Yeah.
I was gonna say breeding ground, but I don't even know how the cocaine
I
would
don't know.
have sex with
Yeah,
itself.
can cocaine sexually reproduce? Is that how that works?
Because
they do have cocaine farms.
I am not, wink.
Okay.
I am not a drug dealer, wink. And I don't know what you're talking
And
about.
there's not an asterisk next to this statement.
Of course
There's
not.
nothing to read in the footer area of the page.
I'm gonna make a note real quick. Take out the times that I said wink out loud after I said that I wasn't a drug dealer. So it's not aroused
Yeah, it looks like
suspicion.
it was, what was it that you said that?
Like 20.
20 seconds ago from now or so.
Yeah.
So yeah, like go back to 16 minutes or
Okay.
so.
Wait. Take out the part where I'm talking about how I'm going to take out where I said that I was a drug dealer, so people won't be confused that are listening to the show. All right.
Signed Jake. That's so cute that you always sign your name like that.
I sign all my notes.
You sign notes to yourself. It's so adorable. It's like you want to know that you have a friend out there writing you notes.
It's good to have a pen pal.
It is good to have. It's healthy. It's psychologically cleansing, much like a colonic for the mind.
I heard this really funny joke last night.
Sure.
Also, reminded me of another joke that this guy Chandler told.
Well, I'm confused about what joke you're going to tell then.
He said my grandpa has schizophrenia. He's always going on and on about how he has a really bad hip, but you won't hear him complaining about it.
So you're saying he's schizophrenic?
Yeah. No, he's saying I told it wrong. Never mind.
Oh.
Sorry. Shout out to Chandler.
Apologies to Chandler, actually. I'm going to scratch the shout out. Well, the shout out still stands, but apologies in addition to.
He actually delivered food to a place that I was at recently.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, Atlanta undercover narcotics sting at 97 story results in 3 arrests. Narcotics officers with the Atlanta Police Department conducted an undercover operation at 97 story on January 3rd and arrested 3 men in charge of selling cocaine.
Oh, wow, they named them.
Yeah.
Wow.
2 plainclothes narcotics officers. Well, I mean, I guess everything that needs to be said is in the title of the article. But, I was just going to say that that's crazy to me because Astoria is a place that I've gone numerous times to get cocaine. I think every time I've been there, except for the last time.
Oh, wow, this really was a sting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not listening to you at all.
You're just reading the article?
Yeah. Wow, that must be horrifying to get stung.
I know. That stung
Or would
like
you
a
say
bee.
stinged? Is that one of those things you don't make it into the normal past tense because it's the same, like, it's a verb that means something specific, so it doesn't follow, like, the irregular rules?
Did you know I got a tattoo of a bee?
Really?
It really stung.
That's hilarious.
I know, right?
You just can't make this shit up. Unlike
can't
actually,
make this shit
unlike
up.
some people though, which reminds me actually.
What?
I think.
Okay. I think I know.
I think it's time to bring this up.
I think I know what you're gonna talk about, and I think it's time to talk about.
Roll up the gloves a bit.
Roll up the gloves, and let's get down to business here on.
Yeah,
Weekend
pour yourself a nice
Review.
strong cup of coffee.
On Weekend Review.
Weekend Review.
And I think you're gonna want to listen to what I'm about to say because Alex Warden is a dick.
Oof, that hurts. That hurts. Do you need some aloe for that burn?
Ouch.
Yeah, it's a major one.
Here's the three closest burn centers. Asshole. No, it's true.
Weekend Review.
Alex Warden is an asshole. I was reading this article. 8 signs you may be an outgoing introvert. I don't really like this trend on Facebook where people talking about extroverts and introverts and stuff. It's like there's nothing I could give a shit less than if somebody is an introvert or an extrovert. That's completely subjective to the person, and it means nothing to anybody else.
Maybe people.
It's just, the articles like this are just people. It's just for people to read the character traits that they actually have, and basically masturbate. And it's stupid. Go on. What were you gonna say?
Well, I was just thinking, like, Facebook is a pretty singular experience when you're on it. So I wonder, well, like, I mean, you're being exposed to other people, but it kind of is like being an introvert. Like, you're kind of like being a voyeur. Like, you're not like having an interaction usually on Facebook that's like with another person, even if you're just like chatting. You like anyone. I wonder if it might give everyone the feeling of being an introvert.
These articles that this clickbait, man. This clickbait culture. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I've seen these articles like the BuzzFeed, like 15 signs you may be an extrovert, 15 signs you may be an introvert. Why don't you get into these testicle and go on my scrotum and like jerk me off, you piece of shit.
So you're saying
you know what I mean?
You don't like these articles, I guess.
But I'm just saying I'm sort of an introvert. That's what I meant to say. But now you got this article, 8 signs you may be an outgoing introvert, an extroverted introvert. Okay,
that makes sense.
It's so maniacally like specific to people's characteristics that it's like it can only be considered. This is like cold reading or something. It's like people that think that motherfuckers talking to the dead when just saying huge generalized statements that anybody could relate to.
You're not antisocial, you're selectively social.
Right.
When you're an outgoing introvert, it's hard for you to meet people that you like. You can be simultaneously charming as hell, but also introspective and reflective.
You know what?
Yeah, man.
I can be both of those things.
Yeah, you can.
It's like articles written
about
for me.
you. It's written after years of study of the specimen who is Jake Cook.
I think maybe I'm an outgoing introvert.
You might be, or an inverted extrovert.
Because like I like like being around people and stuff, and I'm really popular and I have tons of friends and stuff. But really, like it just like drains me, you know.
Right. You need
I need my alone time.
You need your recharge time.
But like I'm really popular and I love hanging out with people all the time.
I mean, people are always like hitting you up on the weekends, like, "Hey, Jake, want to go to the movies with me? Want to get some pizza?"
I'm just like, everybody wants me to hang out. I'm such an outgoing introvert, actually.
Yeah, a lot of people are jealous.
A lot of people are jealous of me, but like, I just need alone time sometimes. Like some people can just like talk and hang out with each other and have a fun time like all the time, but like I'm just like more of an introvert, you know.
Like recharge your social batteries.
I need to like recharge my social batteries sometimes. And yeah, I'm really an introvert, but I go out and get drunk and do lots of stuff like that. But really, I'm dark and menacing and brooding.
And you probably hate traditional systems.
I hate traditional systems.
Your energy level depends on your environment.
Outgoing introverts often need to recharge after large use of social energy.
Oh, I'm exhausted.
Oh, that party. All those making out with all those people and fingering all those girls was so exhausting.
I can't wait to sleep alone in my bed.
I just want to be alone in my bed.
Just leave me be.
With my cat and my iPad.
Cell phone's going off. Ain't no one calling me till 10 tomorrow.
I mean, I just need my alone time. Like, people just leave me alone for 1 minute and I can just recharge my social batteries, man.
I'm going to do my laundry tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to tell everybody. No, I mean, I'm that guy from the party who just fingered everyone. He's like, I'm doing laundry tomorrow. Taking a personal day, listening to a podcast, probably like fresh air.
Weekend Review.
One can only hope that our fan base includes that guy.
I met somebody at a party that was actually a fan of the show. Shout out to Kane. We love your blog, ATL To Do. And I'm looking at it right now. All the best things to do daily: music, comedy, art, and food. It's Monday, January 5th. All kinds of stuff you can do today. We're busy we're recording a podcast, of course.
Right.
But we could see Ganges, Phalanges, and Wicked Pretty playing at the 529 tonight.
And I could go to Sopo.
Yeah,
I could work on my bike.
Kenneth, you could go to a bike-in movie today at 8:30 called Joe Kid on a Stingray, about the history of BMX. At Sopo. Hey, you know where I found this out? atltodoo.com. It's a good site, and Guy, I was pretty drunk when I talked to you, but it was a good conversation.
It was a meeting of the minds, it sounded like.
Oh, what up, bruh? And I met your sister. Told me she was a fan of the podcast too.
Yeah, she listens. She's definitely out there. I've given her a shout out before. She and her boyfriend
on the show.
Yeah, you were like, "Oh, you're doing shout outs now," and I was like, "Yeah."
Man, you listened to the show more than I have.
I've honestly listened to it more than I probably should have.
Yeah,
I've sort of codified the episodes.
Again, I never listened to any part of this episode.
I've definitely listened to it enough for both of us.
Yeah. I love me enough for the both of us. I trust me enough for the both of us. Yeah, so I saw her at my show. I played a rap show
Right.
the other day.
At the Mammal Gallery.
Yeah.
It was actually Noah's birthday. Happy birthday, Noah.
Happy birthday to Noah. He
was guest on episode 5.
Example of an excellent guest. Not like a certain other person.
Correct.
Named Alex, who is a piece of shit, and a bad guest, and a bad friend, and a bad person.
Weekend review.
Weekend review. I was proud that your sister likes the show. Has she heard every episode?
As far as I know, she has. I only talked to her. I think she was in the middle of the most recent show. But I don't know. If you're not into listening to podcasts, and I don't know if she's like crossed that threshold yet where she can like call herself, card-carrying podcast listener.
Like you and I.
Yeah, like I don't really watch TV.
I don't even own a TV.
Well, neither do I, dude. That's what I was gonna say next.
I mean, I just don't watch TV.
You interrupted me though, dude. That's very rude, and I was already gonna say that.
I mean, I don't even really interrupt people.
Now you're making me look like some douchebag who watches TV all day. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, well Pete and Pete doesn't count because that show's artistic." Now you lump me in with those folks, dude. I'm pissed.
Well, I mean, that's a DVD. That's kind of different.
It's not a DVD. It's Netflix.
Also, it's very nostalgic.
I never watched it. It's my first time through.
I don't really watch Netflix.
Oh my god, dude.
It's just like the ratio of the parameters is fucked up. I was just doing a douchebag character.
My whole point bringing up TV at all was just that I don't even have like if you actually listen to podcasts, I feel like that can fill that same void. Except you can do more stuff because like a TV you have to like watch it. But podcasts, if you're entertained enough to where it's like equal level of entertainment that you get out of TV, you can like do anything, go anywhere. You can do anything, go anywhere.
They call radio the theater of the mind.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so it is.
And so it always will be.
And God said, "Let there be light."
It was a good show though, you know. I really rapped my ass off and JEFF. Another shout out to JEFF.
Did you tell him about the show?
It's been a show of shout outs. I don't know if I told him about the show or not.
We need to get business cards.
Yeah, we should get.
We can review business cards coming to a theater near you.
Those stickers you keep talking about.
Yeah.
Those are gonna be great.
Yeah, Should we announce that?
Kenneth, do you think it should be a surprise?
Well, I mean, what's the fun in surprising 3 people?
Kenneth texts me first thing every morning. I wake up to a text message.
Yeah, I'm always like trying to get him in shape. I'm like, God damn it, you fucker, you're still asleep.
Well, it'd be like
I'm almost done with my shift, and you haven't even woken up yet, and I'm just sitting there so tired.
I'm on my 10th rep.
10th time hitting the snooze button, dude. You're like, fuck that.
You text me every morning, ask me about these fucking stickers. Like, when are we gonna get the stickers, dude?
I'm like, I want these by the end of the month. There's no reason we shouldn't have a pack of 250 to 500 stickers on my desk by the end of this fucking month.
Everybody's just gonna throw them out, you know. It's gonna get peeled off en masse, you know.
Dude, but if we distribute, so the plan is, and this might be self-incrimination. I'm probably gonna go to jail for this, but
it's not street art. I mean, we're not like vandals putting up stickers. People do that all the time.
They do, but people aren't us. But now we are people. So it's like, what's gonna happen? You know, it's true. It's the mystery of it's what people have often called the theater of the mind.
We're kind of the criminal element of Woodlawn High.
Yeah.
I was kind of the criminal element of Woodlawn High. This week on Serial, we talked to a guy. He's a weird guy. Like, I don't know much about him. He's like kind of weird. I don't know. I think his name's like dude. I don't know. he's like, hey man, what's up, dude? Yeah. So I don't know. I didn't kill that girl. Like, I didn't kill that bitch. Like, I swear to God, like nothing. I didn't do nothing. And these people are just trying to make it seem like I'm an asshole, but I'm not an asshole. Like, what would you do? Like, what would you do? That's the question that I want to ask myself. This week on Serial. What's the dude? What's the name of the dude? I don't know. What's going on with the guy?
What's his name? Blake.
Killed the lady. What's his name? Blake. This week on Serial. Anyway,
I still haven't listened to it, dude. All these references, you're leaving me in the woods.
That was a very rich, like, you would only understand all of what I just did if you listened to the entire show.
No, I mean, I listened to the first episode, and I've listened to enough This American Life to understand, like, the way they do it. Like, they incorporate the parts of the show into the show and, like, do it self-consciously. Like what you just did, I guess.
It was bullshit. I was just goofing off,
Well, yeah, but
my style today.
It's a pretty accurate goof off, if I may.
It made me forget what we were talking about.
It was sort of a non sequitur. You sort of derailed that.
I know. That was my fault.
Oh, well, we were talking about the stickers. So
stickers, okay. We're gonna get stickers very soon.
Yeah.
And we're trying to decide on what they should say.
I'm pretty well decided. Again, like, I've got a business plan, like 12 steps, and Jake has got like a nap plan, like 12 reps or whatever you said.
12 reps of hitting the snooze button.
Yeah, whatever you were talking about. You said you had reps. I don't really know what you're referring to, but
no, like rips. Like, I like to rip with the microphone. I do lots of rips. I do a crazy rip. I rip like this. I rip like that. I go to the school and I have a weird hat. I go to my house. I go to the store. Go to the store. So what did you want the stickers to say, actually?
In reality, I think it should just be really simple and informative. I think it should say, "Week in Review," period.
Okay.
A podcast.
I hate that part.
Period. It has to say that. It's so vital.
It doesn't have to say that.
It should say that.
Yeah, because every band sticker you see says, like, Slayer, a band.
People know what bands are, though.
Yeah, if you put because the full title of the show is Weekend Review with Kenneth and Jake. So if you put that, that's kind of like...
I never thought about putting our names on it. I just thought, no, I think it's more effective because, I like to Google stuff as soon as I see something and have a question. So if I saw Weekend Review, I'd probably Google it. And I guess I would find out that it's a podcast, but I don't feel like that's
much
a common...
to your disappointment.
Yeah, oh shit, fuck that. I thought it was a band.
Yeah, exactly. People are gonna assume that it's a band, and then think they're gonna hear music, and they'll be like, "Well, this is an hour and 5 minute."
But you see,
Fuck these guys.
I've gone through the effort of making it available on iTunes, so I feel like it should be made. A point of the sticker should be to say what it is explicitly. It's clear, it's concise. It's 3 sentences. It's okay. We can review a podcast, and then the last sentence. New episodes every Tuesday.
Okay.
New episodes every Tuesday. So
where does it say iTunes on that?
You have the iTunes logo at the bottom.
I don't think you should say a podcast. That's my only...
I want it...
That's
you're
my
going to
only
have to... You're going to... Wait, did you just try to say caveat?
No, I said caveat.
Okay.
Caveat?
Caviar?
How rich do you think I am, man?
Well, I don't know. These crackers are pretty good.
I can't afford caveat.
Well, dude, Japanese caveat's going for like 20 a barrel.
20 what a barrel?
Exactly. And then you gotta
you know what I'm saying?
You gotta meet Tony to figure that part out.
Hey man, I ain't talking to Tony.
Hey, don't
no
shoot
more.
the messenger.
Hey,
seriously, don't shoot the messenger. Okay, $20 a barrel. Corner of 5th Street in Maryland. Be there, dude.
So the guy's gonna show up with a message for me, and
no, he's gonna show up with a barrel of 20.
All right.
But dude, you better be there.
So I can shoot him?
No, he's my friend.
Hey, big man, what do you know about cocaine?
He doesn't speak English. Jake,
it's a Scarface reference.
I don't understand. I don't watch those movies. Anyway, my point is, you're gonna have to convince me as to why you think it shouldn't say a podcast, because everyone's got an emotional response. That's your gut reaction. I respect that. Yours is wrong in this case. I want you to flesh it out so you can see why.
I think it should say Weekend Review with Kenneth and Jake, and have a picture of us. And it's already, people will know that it's a podcast.
Why do you think they're gonna know?
Because what else would it be? If it's called Weekend Weekend Review with Kenneth and Jake, which is the full title of the show, technically.
I don't see any. I feel like being explicit and being like non-ambiguous with it is the best way to go.
Nobody responds to that. It's like this sticker that I saw that said like, Roger Sellers is not a DJ. Do you really give a fuck what he actually does? First of all, he is a DJ, obviously. Why would you put that? It's not like you're gonna look up and be like, oh, he's like a pedophile, or whatever.
Like a theme with you.
It's
You keep returning to that.
I don't mean to do that.
It's your go-to. It's like any guy who's a douchebag is just a pedophile or a molester.
I mean, I've never been proven wrong, but like, yeah, like, so like that sticker, it might have been effective like 10 million years ago, like when stickers were first coming out. But now it's like you see Roger Sellers is on a DJ, you're like, oh, another DJ.
Okay, that's a
sticker.
But that kind of proves my point because that's cryptic. It's not telling you what it is. I'm saying tell people what it is. Because if I saw something that said it was a show, first of all, I think I'm really biased, so this opinion doesn't really count. But I would be stoked if I saw something that said it was like a podcast, like a local podcast. Because, like, I feel one of the points I actually wrote down for one of my original lists was to talk about how, like, there is no podcasting community here.
Because nobody likes it.
Well,
that's the only people who like it.
That's my point, though. That's why we need to be explicit about what it is, because it might be something we can ride on the back of Serial. Because, okay, Serial was the first and the biggest podcast to ever be released to the public. And everyone responded. And so, like, now podcasting is on the mind. So it's like, they see we can review a podcast.
Serial, the response for Serial was not unprecedented. Like
it was for podcasts.
Not really, man.
No,
probably This American Life gets like at least as many listeners.
Incorrect, dude.
Really?
NPR did a story about how this podcast like changed the game of podcasting. Like it blew. It was like the download rate for it was like higher than any episode they'd ever released on any show ever. Like ever, any show, not just NPR, but every podcast that's ever been released. It was unprecedented. Like, people have never listened to... Like, my girlfriend listened to it, and she doesn't listen to podcasts, despite the fact we've been together for 2 years, and I listen to them every goddamn day.
I just think the general public doesn't listen to podcasts.
Every goddamn day. Multiple.
I believe you, man. I believe you. I mean, I don't as much as I used to.
Podcasting is on the brain. It's in the air. It's in the ether. It's in the zeitgeist. And people...
You and I would be interested to see a sticker that said a podcast, but I think the average person... I think they'll be more intrigued by just a picture of our faces that says Weekend Review with Kenneth and Jake. They're like, what is this? Is this a TV show?
Why do you want them to ask the question?
Huh?
Like,
because that's what's going to make them look it up on their fucking phones, man. If they see, like, Weekend Review a podcast, they'll be like, oh, I'm not interested in podcasts. I'm not going to look this up. Fuck it.
Well, but do you...
I would like to be the podcast that turns people on to podcasts, a la Serial. We're turning people on to the comedy, funny, like, stoner side of podcasts. They're like the smart... nerd side.
Nerd side.
We're like the party stoner side, I think. You and me are like just two rad bros, man.
We are rad bros, but we're having a disagreement right now. We're about to throw down right now. I think I'm not convinced yet. I don't think that you've made a solid point. And, I mean, if we're going to be going 50-50, you know what we could do is a controlled study.
What?
We could get 250 of mine, 250 of yours, your idea, my idea, and then we could have both.
Okay.
That way we get maximum... market exposure.
That sounds good to me, man.
That's the most logical thing to do. But
also, how will we measure the response?
Because, okay, this gets a little complicated, so buckle your seatbelt.
All right.
As they say in Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Robin Williams.
Yeah, seriously.
He wasn't in that movie, but he died, you know.
Yeah, you caught me off guard. Because I was very quickly going through everyone in that movie. I was like, Robin Williams. And then at the end of the line, like, my brain was like, does not compute, joke. It's a joke. And then my brain erupted in laughter.
That's how I do it, man. I'm sneaky.
Okay, so this isn't going to happen, but this is how we could actually measure it. So we could, this would be so fucking stupid, but this would work. We could do...
I like it. So far, I like it.
Yeah, you like that. I've already admitted defeat. We put a QR code on every sticker. And so the QR code can be a unique link that goes to the iTunes store or whatever we want, like our Tumblr page, whatever the fuck. And what I've learned that you can actually do is you can embed tracking into a link. So you create two different QR codes, and then you can do an A/B split test of which sticker is more effective based on who goes to which QR code.
See, man, this is getting into that nerd shit. And I thought I told you before, like, I'm not a nerd. I'm a party stoner.
So if you were a book in a library, you'd be in the party stoner section. It's like your genre of humanity.
I would never be a book in a fucking library.
I guess that's true. You would set the library on fire.
Exactly.
You'd be the only book to survive.
Be like
fuck y'all.
Party stoner life, you know. I can't even read, you know.
Right. It's pretty hardcore. You probably would.
I mean,
you would get locked in the bathroom and probably die in the fire because you thought it was the exit.
I mean, I can't read, you know.
Right.
Kenneth.
Wait, are you admitting something right now?
Kenneth, I can't read.
Oh my god, that note you wrote yourself earlier to take out those parts in the episode, it's just scribbles. Oh my god, that's so sad.
I was pretending that I knew how to write and read, but I've actually never read anything in my whole life.
my
because
God.
I don't know how.
So many answers have been questioned.
Could you teach me?
I saw a movie once. It was about this girl named Helen Keller. I think you have what she has.
Do you think I could ever be free?
One day we'll all be free. But I don't know about you. You might get lost on the way to freedom. Because there are signs that direct you there.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Just always remember, when the time comes, follow the woman with the red hair. She'll lead you out. She'll show you the way. She'll protect you. So I think we're pretty well decided on the stickers. We're gonna do an A/B split, figure out which one's more effective.
150 with your idea, 250 with my idea. I think it's gonna be fair.
No, I don't, that's like 2/3 and then 1/3.
Well, I think if you pay for the cost of mine, it'll balance it out.
For you, it's like a net zero. You want me to pay for your stupid idea?
Wait,
I've been paying for your stupid ideas my entire life.
Net Zero is an internet company. So
They are.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Well, Comcast is a big competitor, though. They offer a lot more services, a higher download speed and upload speed.
Really? How much faster?
Geez, dude, kilobytes. Hundreds of kilobytes. Thousands of kilobytes.
So I can like watch the movies that I want on the go?
Shh. 2 words. Google. Fiber.
Wow.
You've never heard of this before. It's technology and you hate nerds. I understand. But it's going to change the way the world sees internet. One line at a time. Google Fiber. Coming this fall, spring.
Did you nominate me for the Lust List yet?
Of course, several times. I've actually got a script running on this website that votes for you 300 times a minute.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, so I think you'll win by default.
Does everybody know do you think everybody listening knows what the Lust List is? Do we have listeners?
I think it would behoove in you
behoove
to enlighten the listeners.
The Lust List is, of course, a list that's a poll taken every year by the Atlanta and the other cities' publication called Creative Loafing. But Creative Loafing Atlanta does this thing where it's basically a survey where you nominate the hottest service industry.
Yeah, why don't you read the
workers.
description?
Hot people. So great to look at, especially when they're bending over to bust your table, rubbing your shoulders during a pre-haircut massage, or sliding the mail into your box.
Oof, that's rough.
Know of any sexy people just being sexy in their regular old sexy lives? Then nominate them for Creative Loafing's Lust List, our annual celebration of ATL's everyday hotties. So it's like a sexy competition for service industry workers, and I've been on a campaign to win this or be a part of this since I learned about it. I'm trying to tell all my friends to vote for me for the Lust List because, come on.
Self-explanatory. One of the many things tonight that's been
Self-explanatory. I'm sexy, I'm handsome, I look good.
Good cook.
And a good Jake cook.
Excellent, but he ain't no chef.
Damn it. I should have said that.
Yeah, you should have. It's your name. He's an excellent shoe cobbler. He makes good peach cobbler.
Yep, because I'm a good cook.
You are a good cook.
But I ain't no chef. All right,
there you go.
Nailed it that time.
You got one, man.
All right.
This is like your small minnow.
No, but
everyone's been fishing for hours, and you got your catch.
I have worked in restaurants since I moved to Atlanta. And
I didn't see that. It didn't say anything that they have to be in the service industry. I think you added that part because you're in the service industry.
Well, what What else would they be talking about?
They're just talking about young people in Atlanta.
You can just nominate somebody that you just like saw, because it's always like if you look at the Lust List, it says where they work. You know?
Right. Well, that's how they get the most exposure, so they can get the votes. Because you know that some dude, like some barista guy, who's got like some sweet notebook style outfit on. It's like, hey girls, can I get you something? Like, you guys want a latte? Like, I'm competing in this little thing called Lust List. You know, coffee's on the house, but you guys should really take a look, because I'm just saying, I got what it takes. And if you want this coffee right here for free, y'all know what to do. Hoop de hoop, man, get it on.
That sounds like me, man.
It does sound like you, but it's not you. That was actually a verbatim quote from someone else who had recently asked me to sign up for them to win. You actually have some competition.
So you nominated this person as well?
Well, I was transfixed. Sexy. It doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, or whatever.
My sexy transcends everything. my sexy, like, I'm bringing sexy back. Like, I'm so sexy that I redefined what lust even is. Like, lust was a word that people used to use.
Yeah.
For when you sexually wanted to fuck someone.
Lust is a word that used to be used to describe an intense desire. And now since Jake's been on the scene, it's just a word that means something you kind of want. It's like, oh, I lust after that. But
Right.
Jake is like, no, if you're going to use... I have to redefine this word so hardcore that I can't even have the same letters. Like, he's rewritten the word lust and with using different letters.
Yeah, those letters are Jake, Cook. Okay. C. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm trying to. That's why I'm. I guess this submissions will run through January 7 at midnight. So
Wow.
when this episode drops, you'll have one day to nominate me for the Lust List. I work at the and as a. So just be sure to list that, and the various questions shouldn't be too hard to answer. What makes this person so hot? And please include a physical description. Obviously, you'd mention my huge penis, and
washboard abs.
broad
shoulders.
sexual body,
Thick wrists.
very very thick.
Very, very hairy, but in a very sexy way.
And you know why, laddies? I mean, ladies. Sorry.
Whoa.
I didn't mean to say laddies.
You guys
I'm not bisexual.
Yeah.
No laddies should nominate me for this thing. You know. No disrespect to the lad community.
Honestly, I mean, if you only have one day to get all of your submissions in, and this isn't even coming out until sometime in the evening tomorrow, which is going to be like almost at the end of the day for when these polls will still be open, you might want to. I mean, I think you should open the invitation to anyone and everyone.
Our podcast is so popular that I could drop this like an hour before.
And
like,
you'd still win.
Yeah, man.
Be no biggie.
We got it. It's not even nothing. Like fucking listeners on this shit, man. We ain't nothing, man. You don't do fucking do, man. Yeah, motherfucker like me, you know I'm about to tell some real ass shit. No, dog. I'm saying that. The weekend review.
We can review. This is not the first time that I think your brain has melted in the procession of this episode.
I'm on beer 2.
Beer number 2. Things have gotten a little bit crazy. I mean, honestly, I don't even think they should sell 2 beers at a time, let alone let someone drink both of them. So I'm a fearful.
Not to me. Not after what I done.
No, unrepentantly, might I add.
You think I should take some more kratom, or is that like a kind of a bit?
I think you should finish it. Just get rid of it. Just eat it all.
All right. Well, I messed up the ending of last week's episode.
Right. Yeah, you're gonna have to rectify that, as they'd say.
I'm the editor of the shows. I mean, it's recorded on my computer. Excuse me.
Bless you.
And I cut it together and add the music and stuff. And I forgot to take out. There's supposed to be a part at the end where Oscar, my friend Oscar, stopped by, and I got him to take some kratom, and my voice was supposed to cut off in the middle of a tense moment in my story. And it was just supposed to go to Oscar, but I forgot to cut out the end of me talking, or something happened, and so like we both were talking at the end of it, and I didn't check every second. I should have checked the ending, before uploading it.
Should have reviewed.
Yeah, I should have reviewed Weekend Review, but I didn't. And now I'm here to say that we do not have a spotless record anymore because of my negligence. And
Criminal
made a
negligence.
near perfect episode.
Yeah.
That was ruined by my criminal, incestuous negligence. Did I say incestuous?
Yes.
I don't know why I said that.
I think it's another Freudian slip.
A Freudian what now? Did you say Freudian tits? Sorry. What do you have to say? What do you have on your list? Have we gotten into anything on your list yet?
Well, unfortunately, I had forgotten that we spent New Year's together, so I had that as 2 different points. I was going to ask you what you did,
Okay.
and then I was also going to tell you what I did, and then I just realized that those are the same things. I did ask about resolutions, and you very rudely didn't ask me what my resolutions were, because you're very self-involved. Anyone who's as sexy as you is going to obviously have to have a lot of upkeep. I'd say, looking around your apartment, you're a very high-maintenance person. You like things to be neat and orderly and clean, and so it's like you expect that in all aspects of your life. So it's like really hard to. It's really hard for me to come here because I know that I'm just going to be talked at for an hour. And
it comes with the territory.
Exactly. You're doing it right now. My point, exactly.
Yeah.
You don't even like. You didn't ask me. What? Hey. Well, let me be. Oh, hey, Kenneth. What are your resolutions?
Dude, I had this idea, like, what if, like, people were like whales? Like, what if everybody was like a fucking, like, whale, you know?
I think that Tool had that same idea, and then that birthed the whale speaking track in that album Parabola.
Oh, the album was Enema.
No, it wasn't Enema. Wait, was it Enema? No, it comes right before. No, it's Lateralist.
Dude, I had an awesome New Year's. It was awesome.
What did you do, man?
Sorry, I'm just trying to talk. I was trying to do a character of a person that wasn't listening to
Fair enough.
you.
Yeah, unfortunately that character doesn't work because he forgets that we spent New Year's together.
I can't believe you forgot that. But,
I forgot it because it wasn't memorable.
At the very moment of the countdown, I was standing behind the counter. Kenneth and his girlfriend, his lovely girlfriend Erica, were my two customers, my only customers at the time.
You had another guy there who was drawing something.
Yeah, that was old Nin. He's always there.
Nin, N-I-N?
Yes.
Big 9 Inch Nails fan.
I assume so.
Yeah.
Also a fan of not ever having any cigarettes.
He's a fan of
buying them for me constantly.
Oh, yeah.
24/7.
He might be a listener. Or at least he might be after he sees my sticker.
I don't think he owns a computer. But let's see.
He's not that old.
No, it's just that he's.
You're ageist, dude.
I'm not ageist. I'm racist.
So, while you eat that kratom, I'll tell you what my resolutions are, because only if you have something in your mouth will it remain closed and quiet.
Right.
So.
So what did you do for New Year's, man?
Spent it with this really inconsiderate asshole. It really sucked. He was like, your face is so contorted. Kratom and beer. No, this is not the first time this combination has occurred on the air. Pretty good. But he's having some difficulty. He's slapping it down. I don't even think.
And beer. It
Kratom.
makes me feel so dear. I said a kratom and beer. It makes me feel so queer, yeah. Kratom and beer, yeah, it's so near. And it tastes so nice that I just might eat it with rice.
But probably just stick to beer.
Beer,
'Cause it's what makes me see clear.
clear.
I want to drink some. Insert Mitch Hedberg joke here.
I think Bigfoot is blurry. That's the problem.
We can review.
We can review. What are we talking about? Your New Year's resolution, what is it?
Oh, you are interested?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I was doing a bit.
I bike a lot. It's been a theme
Mm-hmm.
for a few years of my life.
Yeah.
So I developed naturally a large appetite from all the biking,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Very hungry.
I'm a very hungry man. I'm a very hungry man. Very hungry man.
I'm not surprised.
My name is Barry Hungerman.
Barry Hungerman from the Bee Gees.
Perhaps you've heard about me. I'm Barry Hungerman.
My name is, I got some kratom stuck in my throat. My name is Clark Collard Greens Howard. I forgot what you were saying. Go ahead.
Resolution. So, I get very hungry, and I'm sort of, one of our friends definitely referred to me as ascetic.
Acidic?
Acidic.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
like very corrosive. Ascetic. Like I enjoy small self-tortures, self-imposed tortures, I guess.
Are you trying to say sadistic?
No.
I mean, masochistic?
No.
You do enjoy that. You do enjoy that. Go on.
The pain?
Yeah, I think you do.
I do enjoy pain, but he's referring more so like I get really hungry, but I deny myself food, like asceticism, like the
What is
denial
that?
of it's like the denial of worldly goods and pleasures for like a spiritual gain. Like if you go in, I don't
Buddhist
do this.
stuff?
Kind of Buddhist stuff, but I mean Jesus did it too. He went into the forest and he was like, I'm not gonna eat for 40 days, but I can't die anyway, so it's not that hard. And then Satan was like, hey Jesus, you hungry? And Jesus was like, not really. And Satan was like, hey, well, you could eat some of this food. It's pretty good. I've made it myself. It's pretty fresh. And Jesus is like, well, I made that food kind of too, so I'm not very impressed. Plus, it's not really hard for me to be here because I can just fill my stomach with anything I want because I'm a magician like that. And then Satan's like, oh, okay, well, I guess this is probably where this book of the Bible is going to end. And then it does. So
Okay.
I have a slight asceticism.
That's the origin of the word?
Yeah, no. I don't know the origin of the word. I just know what it means.
What's the nation of origin?
Nation of origin? Probably it's probably Greek. I would imagine it's probably like maybe it could be Sanskrit. I don't know.
Look, so what were you saying?
So I'm saying I like to eat a lot of food at the end of the day after I feel like I've earned it, like I've really earned my meal. Like I think I would have made a really good slave, like Egyptian kind of slave, like work a whole day doing some like crazy task, like not even a crazy task that's like admirable, just like being a part of a puzzle that completes a together whole, I guess.
Yeah.
I think I would have really enjoyed that.
The whole preparation itch feels good.
It was a very mature reference. Very mature, Jake. God.
So your resolution is to eat less.
I eat a lot of food. I get really uncomfortable. I think I have messed up my own biological mechanism that tells me when I am full. Because I mean, I've never eaten so much that I've thrown up or anything. Because I know the Romans used to do that. Not probably all Romans, but maybe rich ones or something.
Right.
The elite.
Mm-hmm.
They'd have the vomitoriums where they would eat until they threw up, and then they would throw up so they could continue to eat. And they would I don't know if people could really do that because the thought of that is so gross. But
that's so disgusting. Just it gave me like chill. It gave me like the hairs on the back of my neck stood up just imagining that.
Yeah, people say all this shit about the Roman people. I don't even know if half of it's true. Like for instance, okay, this is a non sequitur, but it's something that's relevant. People are always, when they ask you that classic question, like if you could go back in time, where would you go and why, or like what time period would you go back to? And I think that I would want to go back. I mean, there's so many good choices. There's not really a wrong answer unless you say something stupid like, "Oh, I wanted to see Nirvana before Kurt Cobain passed away." Like that's a waste, I think. Because I mean, come on. In the grand scheme of things, you want to waste that one wish on that and go back to like 1993? Like, no, come on, man, that's not worth it.
Honestly, I kind of like to see them after he's dead with the Stone Temple Pilots guy as the lead singer. I think he's much more charismatic and really a better songwriter.
Lars Ulrich.
No, Stone.
Stone Temple.
Stone Y. Codtree. What's his name? Two
Life Crew.
Two Finn McDo Cairnvis.
Yeah.
Something.
Okay. Yeah. Well, aside from him, I would.
Go on.
Okay, so I heard that there was this slave rebellion back in ancient Rome, and so yeah, my resolution to just finish that thought.
Right.
I don't want to eat so much. I want to listen. I want to listen to my body.
Your resolution should be not to take 5 minutes to say something like that.
to get to the point. Yeah. I've got two competing lines of thought here, and I want to say both of them equally so. Again, ancient Rome, they used to tie dudes to two different horses and just make them go.
That's called being drawn and quartered, right?
I have no idea, but so there was a slave rebellion in ancient Rome,
right?
And apparently the Romans quelled the rebellion, and the punishment for the slaves who rebelled was crucifixion, and they crucified thousands and thousands and thousands of slaves, and they had all of these crucifixions lining the main road into Rome as a reminder to anyone entering it. They'd be like, you probably don't want to be here.
That shit is badass, man.
It's fucking crazy. Can you imagine seeing hundreds, well, maybe not hundreds of thousands, but maybe 10,000 crucified bodies?
Yeah.
That would be the most unreal thing fucking ever. It'd be crazy to see a dinosaur because no one's ever seen one alive, but
it would be that crazy.
Well, but it's crazier to see what humans have done to each other. If you go back in time and you could see that, you'd be like, oh my fucking god, this is fucking crazy.
Dinosaurs are just really big lizards. That's not really a big deal. I could be a dinosaur. I'll be anything I want, man. I can be crucified, come back to life, no big deal.
No, MBG.
Yeah.
But seriously though, on that same line of thinking, where would you go and why? I mean, everyone has a different answer, different time of life. Sometimes people are like, this influenced me to say something, and other times they're like,
go on.
You can go.
Oh, I would go back to 1994 to see Nirvana. Definitely. That'd be the best period to live in.
Not a wasted wish.
Yeah, in the 90's was awesome, man. Everybody was smoking weed. Everybody had big hair.
Everyone's smoking weed now.
I mean, but just back in the 90's, it was more cool. It was cooler. Everybody was just a stoner, and the weed was shitty, but you smoked a lot more of it. And you had flannel. You could wear flannel shirts. And
everyone gets all nostalgic about times that.
And just I remember a time when back in the 90's when it was crazy, and it was. If you don't remember it, you weren't even there, man. Because if you don't remember it, because it was so memorable, and I remember I saw a dude, he had a kilo of LSD, and we were going down the highway, and Oh man, it's like the psychedelic times of the 1990s, baby. Hey, somehow we almost made it through the entire episode.
This has been a bit of a struggle. This weekend review.
Weekend review.
But he ain't no chef review.
Yeah, but he ain't no. Canada's not a fish.
Not a predatory fish.
I think we should end the show. We should never do an episode again.
Wait,
This should be the last episode.
This should be the last episode.
I think this is a strong one.
This is a pretty interesting scene right now. I've dropped trowel.
Canada's taking his pants off.
I'm
not surprised.
Yeah, this is unfortunately something that happens quite regularly. But
he's trying to fix a hole in his pocket, dear Liza, with a piece of gaffer tape that was left here by my friend Noah, who's a guest on the show. No big deal. But I did want to mention this.
What did you want to mention?
Let's see. All right. Well, I guess I take that back. I already mentioned everything that I wanted to mention.
Great.
So maybe we should end the show early.
No. It's a holiday edition. This is an important one. People have been waiting for this. They're like, oh, cool. Christmas is over. New Year's is over. I can't wait for things to get back to normal. Can't wait for that new episode of Weekend Review, a podcast. New episodes every Tuesday to come out.
I feel like your body is too close to my face with your lack of pants.
This is maybe the closest you've ever been to my genitalia.
Yeah. I mean,
physically.
No,
my gin and tonic.
Spiritually, I feel like I've always been close to your genitals.
Yeah, you have been. You've been right there with me through thick and thin.
Let's just start doing gay jokes all the time.
Yeah, that's always a good way to get a heady laugh.
A very diverse audience.
Yeah, people.
Blink-182 over here.
Yeah, Cheshire.
What's the Blink-182's humor?
Yeah.
You ever get that live album?
Yeah, I did.
It's a favorite as a kid. All they do is talk about, he farted, I fucked your mom.
Sucked my grandpa's dick and stuff.
I was sucking my grandpa's dick and fucked a dog. That's funny, get it?
Just a family reunion, nothing new going on over here.
Because all you guys are 14 years old, all our fans are 14.
Maybe they did that just to piss off the parents because they were disappointed that their fan base was so lame.
Yeah, probably. I would resent that, I think.
Yeah.
My entire fan base consisted of
kids.
Teenage retards.
That would be kind of embarrassing. Although you get heavily compensated. I don't know. I heard an interview recently with Steve Burns, the guy who did Blue's Clues.
Steve Burns from the Talking Heads.
Steve Burns from the Blues Clues.
Okay.
The Clues of Blue.
All right.
And he was saying, because he left that role after a certain period of time, like he just couldn't do it.
Right.
I guess it made him have like an existential crisis because
Really?
he was like, because for a similar reason, he was saying that like he found himself worried that like he wasn't being truthful to these kids he was communicating with, and that like he felt, I don't know if he felt like a liar or what, but there was like this weird kind of like a Dave Chappelle type thing where like what you're doing makes you have to question what you're doing, and then you have to like go back to your roots or something.
Well, if you're a serious actor and you get a role as like the lead on a kids show,
Yeah.
and then like all you're doing, all the lines you have are like, "Hey kids, what's going on? Hey,
Let's go check the mail again.
I guess we could go check the mail and say the same thing 3 times because you all have ADD now." Because you're kids, and the Obama, in the Obama administration...
I don't think they had ADD or Obama.
There's mind control devices in the chloride. There's fluoride in your drinking water, and it's a mind control device for you and your family.
Jake.
Oh, sorry.
Final thoughts.
I blacked out. Final thoughts. This is a weird episode. I can't wait to listen to it back when I'm really high, and I'm going to go buy some weed.
Final thoughts for me?
I
believe that, well, you may not be, and
Okay.
they may not be, but this was a different episode. I feel like we're on the cusp of change here at Weekend Review.
Weekend Review.
And I think that that's primarily because he's Jake Cook,
Yeah,
but
right.
he ain't a chef.
That's right.
Which makes me Kenneth Pereiro.
But he isn't,
What
but he ain't no fish. Just a few, this is
a test of the emergency broadcast system. This is only a test.
We're recording this for safety just in case I have to edit out a couple things. So if you're hearing this, that means that I edited out.
This means that Jake needed a little bit of help, and, he leaned on us.
Our show is an hour and 5 minutes long, and if you hear this, what that means is that I cut out at least 23 seconds of
But he ain't no chef.
the show. Thank you very much. Weekend review.
Weekend review.